Welcome to Geek Speak Live.
Hello, Geek Speakers. I'm Todd, and
this is Wade.
That's right. Geez, he's quick to get back behind the mic, isn't he?
Oh,
hey, you got to sweat up then.
Whew.
We are observing best social distancing practices because we are apart, and so there'll be no, nipple pinching or anything else, or me flicking him when.
Damn!
I can't flick him when he stuffs up.
Why would I worry about this stuff?
He's disappeared again. What are you doing? Oh, there you go. Right. So we thought. It's trying times here in Australia, but it's around the world. The whole COVID-19 coronavirus has gone crazy, and we need to put some smiles on people's faces. So we can't promise that. But
so why are we here?
Why are we here? We decided to do a bit of a show. We haven't done a show for so friggin' long.
Yep.
And we thought, why not just talk some geeky crap? We're just going to talk some random stuff
Absolutely.
as well. It won't be a super long show, but we thought, let's try and bring a smile to some people's faces.
Absolutely.
So,
Absolutely.
Kick it off, Ginge. What little gossip you got?
Well, while we're talking about this whole epidemic, COVID-19...
Pandemic.
It was good to see that Fanatics in America, who is a mob that makes jerseys for baseball
the really
teams.
good baseball jerseys and stuff.
And what they've done is they've gone, all right, we're not going to make any more jerseys, but the white and pinstriping material that they use for the jerseys, they're going to be using that to make hospital gowns and the masks.
Isn't that fantastic?
For hospitals over in America.
That's really wonderful. I like to hear that kind of thing. Apparently there is a story that there's people who are crocheting at the moment. So they make a face mask that's got plastic in it or whatever, but they need a thing to hoop over the ears.
Okay.
So they're getting people to crochet to make the hoops that go on it. So who would have thought that crochet could be a frontline thing in a pandemic? Hey?
I'm seeing a lot of guys that have got 3D printers are actually printing masks that you can then put the filters into.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Can you do like a cool superhero kind of mask or
well,
something like that?
The ones that I've seen have been like Sub-Zero or Scorpion from Mortal Kombat. So yeah.
Okay, that'd be pretty freaky.
Yeah. So
I'd like that. That would be good. That would be good. Speaking of things to do with the pandemic, comic pros, as we know, actually you might not know, Diamond Comics and the big publishers, and a whole ton of little publishers as well, have shut down everything with the comic industry. So they've gone, we are not sending out any new product, we're not printing any new comics for about 4 to 6 weeks. At the moment is what they're saying, 4 to 6 weeks. So worldwide, this week's shipment of comics is it. That's it. There's no new comics for 4 to 6 weeks.
No.
So all the pros and all us industry guys, people inside the industry, we've joined these forums where everyone's talking. Pros, distributors, shop owners, shop staff, and people are just throwing out ideas there to say, what are we going to do to keep shops afloat during this time? Something like 70% of US stores are shut. I know all of the UK, France. Most of Australia is in shutdown at the moment. Queensland surprisingly isn't. So I've had to be at work. But yeah, so all these places is people aren't selling comics, or at least new releases.
Yep.
So it's fair to go nothing worldwide. So no one has an advantage over anyone else by selling new release products.
Okay. Yes,
so I think it's a great idea. Some of the crafty people, the creators in these groups, have floated the idea. What about a Marvel DC crossover to save the industry after the shutdown?
Amalgam?
Yeah.
Amalgam Comics again? Oh
kind of. Or JLA versus Avengers 2. But they are saying to, people from both sides of the industry, like the big boys, DC creators and Marvel creators, are all pitching it going, what a fantastic idea. If the higher up, so imagine Disney and AT&T go, yeah, righto.
Yep.
We could, fingers crossed, this could be the special thing to bring about a DC Marvel crossover. It would be fun. We haven't seen it in years.
No.
Eventually when Disney bought Marvel and Time Warner and all that, they just kind of went bitter enemies. That's it. No crossovers. We'd love to see it come back together. I'm doing the fingers. Come back together as one big thing. And it would truly, as a comic retailer and a fan, I'm like, fuck, that would be so cool to see. Right? Oh, and I promised my wife I'd try not to swear. Sorry, honey, I just said the F word once.
Hey, while you're there, I just want to say good day to Dan, to Danny, and to everyone else watching at the moment.
Fantastic. Hello.
Tony, say good day to you, man.
So as a fanboy, I'm like, yeah, that'd be cool. As a retailer who sells comic books for a living, it would probably actually really help the industry.
Yeah.
Depending on how they went about it, I think you would see people flood comic shops to get this book, especially if they kind of went, it's only available in comic shops, no digital copies or anything like that. So there are ideas being floated around. The word has gone up the chain at the companies. Let's see what happens. We've got weeks before this all is going to, before the shutdowns ends. As I said, 4 to 6 weeks. It's kind of crazy, but what an idea.
I remember someone telling me once upon a time ago that was called Amaglam Comics.
Really? Who was that?
I don't know, some bloke.
Couldn't have been me, because I didn't fail English like some. All the way back in high school. Was that when that person said that to you?
Someone said to me that it was Amaglam Comics.
Oh,
I'm
really?
like,
Some motherfuckers don't let shit go, do they?
David Bowie must have been writing for that comic. Hey,
Now I've got you doing Bowie's voice in my head. Like, well, how come you didn't do it just then? Normally you do Bowie's voice.
David Bowie.
Can you do Bob Dylan?
Blowing in the wind.
Like
See,
Stan.
And then it sort of morphs to Carmen. I'm going him.
Yeah, I don't know why you always move to Carmen. It's freaking weird.
Now that I've seen online that now that everyone's stuck at home and they're trying to get hobbies and everything, you can actually buy, I think Black & Decker have released it. It's a waffle maker, right?
You had me at waffles.
Yeah, but I'm going to have you even further with this. Open it up and they're human-sized Lego blocks. You can actually make...
I could build a waffle house?
You could actually make a waffle house, and all the divots connect together like actual Lego.
I need one. I need one of these in my life. If I'm going into shutdown, I need it. Just look, to be serious for a second, if you have to go into isolate, if we all have to go into shutdown for say 2 weeks, you got enough stuff to do?
Yeah. Oh yeah. I could find stuff to do.
Mate, I have got an office full of books, comic books and graphic novels to read. Stuff. I mean, a lot of it, I'm a sucker, right? I have the original...
Hang on, are you going to put a full stop there or what?
Screw you, man. I have got, all the single issues of stuff from the 90s and even 80s. And then they bring it out in beautiful deluxe edition hardcovers or just collected editions. And this guy has to buy it as well. So I always go, it's a lot of effort to pull out my back issues. And I do it on special occasions. I'll sit there and read a run of something. But it's so much easier to buy the graphic novel and read it that way. So I've got reading like this, actually, just keep growing. So much there that I've bought, and stuff I've bought for my beautiful wife, graphic novels. I got her The Magicians. Have you ever heard of The Magicians, the TV show?
Oh, yeah.
5 seasons on Sci-Fi in the US. There's 4 available on Amazon Prime over here. My wife got me to binge it with her the other. She'd already watched it, and she goes, I think you'll like this show. It's like Harry Potter, but in uni.
I thought you were going to say it's like How I Met Your Mother mixed with.
No. It's dark. It deals with things like depression and and death and all that kind of stuff. It's magic school, like uni kids learning magic.
So right? is it this world or is it an alternate reality?
There's multiple worlds.
Oh,
yeah. It's phenomenal actually.
So it's How I Met Your Mother mixed with
it's
Sliders and Carnival Row.
Nothing to do with How I Met Your Mother. But yeah, look, seriously, watched it, fell in love with it, and then I tracked down this graphic novel. So I got it for the wife.
Yep.
She's read it. I haven't had a chance to read it. So there's a number of books like that Denny has, and I've never read the Outlander graphic novel.
Okay.
So I've got tons of stuff I could read,
Yeah.
Plus the shows to binge and watch.
Dan's just said that he's got a stack of comics waiting in a bag, waiting to bag and board.
In the lockdown?
And he's got heaps to read, so...
Dan, I totally feel you, man. It's, I could disappear for like 2 months, I reckon, and not pop up. It'd be just books, just working my way down through the list,
Yeah.
And rereading other cool classic stuff I've got there. Let alone actual books that I've got, I've got, it sounds weird when I say like books.
Book books are those things that had just letters in them, just words, no pictures.
This is the letter A. A is for Ethel, which is what Ginger's been. Anyway, damn it, I said I wasn't going to swear much tonight.
Geek Speak Live brought to you by the letter P and G. Or R if we were drinking.
Yes. Actually, shout out to Dan there before. Dan is the guy who was one of the main driving forces behind the Phantom Bushfire fundraising book. It featured on Win News a couple of weeks back. I know Kaboom pushed it pretty hard. We sold a ton of it through Kaboom. And we were one of the first comic shops to actually sell it. And then Dan said, they only did a 400 print run on that book. It was phenomenal. It was artwork from all around the world by different fandom artists, all put together in a very short time. And Dan and the crew at the Chronicle Chamber did an amazing job. So 2 thumbs up to the Chronicle Chamber, and especially Dan, because you got to film him in front.
I did. I come down here and filmed it for the story, and I think it turned out well.
And then we were in Townsville when it actually went to air.
When it went to air, yeah.
Yeah.
It was weird being in 2 places at one time.
Yes. Yeah, because you were
technically.
It's we didn't do much geeky stuff when we were in Townsville. We were up there for football, weren't we? Yeah. We're football geeks.
Football geeks.
So I got to go and check out the new Cowboys Stadium. Wasn't the freaking score I wanted, but anyway.
How's that new stadium going for you?
See what I mean? Once again, brought to you by the letter A for just being an asshole.
Hey, can we talk about some movie news?
Yeah, you got some?
I guess it's a bad thing for cinema chains in America. This week was the first week in history of reporting that there was a zero intake of dollars at cinema chains across America.
Because they're all in shutdown, I'm guessing, or most of them are in shutdown. No, Birch Carroll Coil Event Cinemas here are pretty much the same. They're all closed. Before the shutdown kicked in, they was doing bookings where you could, there was a seat in between everyone.
Yes.
And also, you could book, I think Monday to Friday, you could book a cinema up to a maximum of 50 people for like $200. So whatever was showing in that cinema that week, say, I don't know, Bloodshot, because it only came out last a few days and it's gone digital.
Exactly.
But you could have booked a cinema and had a handful of you guys in there, up to 50, maximum 50, for $200 Australian. How cool is that? We ummed and ahed about it, then the shutdown came in and we went, oh, well, that's that idea.
Well, yeah, that's kind of gone out there. And then slipping across, I've seen some photos of the upcoming Ghostbusters movie.
Oh, yeah, I'm looking forward to that one. That's going to be phenomenal.
A couple of special effects artists have been releasing photos of the molds for some of the ghosts and characters that they're creating.
Yep.
So they're not all going to be digital CGI characters. There's actually going to be, sculpted characters.
Are we going back to traditional old school practical effects?
Yeah, let's hope so.
JJ did that with his Star Wars stuff, didn't he? He went back to practical effects. I don't think you can beat practical movie effects. You remember the original Lord of the Rings, right? When they had most of the New Zealand army dressed up as orcs and stuff like that, right? Yep. I love the look of those original Lord of the Rings.
Yes,
right?
Yes.
Don't get me wrong, I don't have time in my life to sit there and watch, 9 or 12... Isn't he extended this on 12 hours all up or something like that?
Man, I actually watch the 2 discs, the making of them behind the scenes more than I actually watch the actual movie.
Yeah, but the practical effects were phenomenal. Yes. And then we saw The Hobbit.
Yeah. Especially that scene in the water with the GoPros.
It was so jarring to go from these amazing shots to GoPro bumping around in a raft. Yeah. But all the orcs and that for The Hobbit was all digital. And it lost. Am I the only one thinking that? I know he kind of agrees with me. Tell us, do you agree? Do you think the Hobbit effects were a bit meh?
That was okay, but the thing that I really had to stop myself from doing is every time there was a helicopter shot coming over the snow or the grand landscapes was me sitting in my chair going,
actually, that's about as much as we can do. We don't have the rights to that song. Dave Dobbin, if you're ever listening or whatever, cheers.
Hey, we'd like to tour with you. We'll do the backup singing and dancing.
Hey, I don't dance. Well, not unless I've had a skinful under me, but then...
I love that film clip with all the guys singing.
Slice of Heaven.
I don't think they were really dancing.
Flats cut into it.
Yes.
Do you know I've never... Actually, I lie. I've seen it once when I was a kid, and I don't know whether I watched it all the way through. I need to track down the Foot Rot Flats movie. Anyone out there got it?
I think I've got it on VHS.
Have you? What good is that to me? I don't friggin'... Welcome to the 21st century, James. That went out.
Well, at least it's better quality than what people are watching on Netflix at the moment. You see, they're dropping the data rate, so it's back to VHS quality vision anyway.
Do you know what though? If you're stuck at home, I don't get it. These people bitching and moaning about I can't watch my stuff in HD or Ultra HD. At least you could sit and watch something. And if you're one of the smart ones like us or hoarders, and you didn't get rid of all your physical media, you've probably got boxes and boxes of DVDs like this fella's got. And I know you've got like a room full.
Yep.
You can sit back, pull anything out and watch it. You don't have to worry about streaming it, you know? Mm-hmm. So, plus there's movies you probably feel in the mood for. And this happens to me some days. We've got all of them. We've got Netflix, Stan, Prime, Disney Plus, So we have all those, and there are days where we'll be flicking through it and I can't find anything that jumps out at me.
Yes.
And you know, go, oh, I'd love to watch that movie. Oh, it's not streaming anymore.
No, they've lost the license for it.
And then you just go, I usually ring you up and just go, hey, Ginge, I need to come around to Blockbuster. What would you call your video store? If you opened a store, a video rental today, what would you call it?
I don't know. I've always seen, it, and this is a real one, it's called Movie Land, but it has an E at the end of it.
Ooh.
And then I saw someone. It must have been a small chain down in the Melbourne sort of area, but I saw someone ask, "Why the hell does it have the E at the end of it?" And then I think it was a smart ass comment, but maybe it wasn't. They said the E stands for entertainment.
Ooh, I like that. So you call it Movie Land?
Maybe Movie Land.
Yeah. So I could come around and just borrow something.
Well, when I was living down the Gold Coast, I actually had every VHS on a bookshelf, or multiple bookshelves. And when you walked into my lounge room, it looked like a video store. Yeah. And some days I wish.
Did you have the little R-rated section as well, behind the curtain?
That was behind the curtain under the stairs.
I used to go around and visit, and I'd be like, Ginge, where are you? You just see the feet under the curtain. I'm busy. I'm not in here, I swear.
The curtain's just waving, pulsing.
Yeah.
I had the problem.
Because you were stacking the videos.
Exactly. I had the
Some
problem.
Some of these people out there have got dirty minds.
Some people, God. The one thing I had a problem with is getting the DVDs.
Seeing up behind the curtain?
Is getting the videos back.
From people?
Yeah, because they'll be like, hey, have you got that copy of Top Gun? I never rented Top Gun off you. Yeah, you fucking did.
You know, there's apps.
Yeah.
Well, you're talking about back then or now?
This is like 2004.
Oh, well, yeah, there wasn't apps available. But now you've got apps that you can put on your phone where you can scan the barcode on the DVD or whatever else and put who borrowed it and go, right, Todd borrowed it. Don't do that because I'm slacker getting back here. And you can do that now.
I'm thinking the way to do it is get the person to hold up the video and take a photo of them so that you've got physical proof. No. Here's the photo of you. Because I swear to this very day, my brother borrowed... Do you remember the movie 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea that had Michael Caine and Brian Brown that they made at Movie World?
Yeah.
I bought it when we were in Vegas the very first time, right? And I jumped over...
what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas.
I jumped over the moon that I got this DVD. Anyway, unpacking my bag, and my brother's there, and he's like, oh my God, you got that? I'm like, yeah, here, borrow it.
Yeah.
Where do you think it is?
I don't know where.
It's sitting on his shelf.
And
he swears to God, he bought it himself in America.
He's full of shit.
I'm just saying.
I will back
I'm
this
just
man up. I
saying.
do remember that. Joel has just asked, may I ask why there is no whiskey here? Good question, Joel. My boot. This is a coded message to a certain person who may be watching. My bootlegger hasn't visited me, and I'll take two. Just in case, I know it's video, and I shouldn't do the big wink slowly, but.
See, if you had the ASL interpreter on the side, that person could be giving the sign language.
Can you imagine just them going like bottle and doing. That'll be the little ASL guy in the middle there.
Sending the message directly to wink, wink, nudge, nudge.
That person who's watching right now.
Did you just make an order for alcohol during a live podcast?
Dan Murphy's eat your heart out.
I wonder if we could get them to deliver it here while we're live on the air.
Actually, that offer's open to any random driving through the downtown streets of Toowoomba. Grab booze and bring it here. We'll say this will be like we'll just live stream the Armageddon. That's what we'll do.
While we're doing that, while we're getting drunk on the internet, maybe Britney Spears was drunk on the internet this week. Did you see this? Britney Spears.
So, she claims she's faster than Usain Bolt.
She claims she ran the 100 metres in 5.9.
What's Usain Bolt doing?
That's 4 seconds faster than Usain Bolt.
I call bullshit.
I'm just saying, does Britney know how long 100 metres is? She does come from the imperial world.
I think Britney's been on stage in Vegas just a little bit too long.
I think she's this far away from shaving her head again.
You reckon?
Just
Cray Britney's coming back.
And hey, I'm all for it. Because,
really?
Usually our podcast is an explicit rating podcast, and I would love to get into what is going through my head at the moment. But since this is a G/PG podcast,
Right. I'll tell you something we have started watching at home.
Joel's just said yes. She's nuts.
She is, Britney, nuts.
And
But
I love her for it.
I still have I have that crush. That's still that thing, you know. It was, Britney, she's beautiful still. But anyway, what was I saying? I was going somewhere with this.
With the alcohol delivered straight to the...
Nope. No, I was going to say things I've watched or what I'm watching. My lovely wife has never watched Buffy, right? Buffy the Vampire Slayer. I'm talking the TV series, right? So we started watching...
Not the Christy Swanson movie.
It's a good movie, though. That we started watching season 1.
Yeah.
Now, she can only watch about 2 episodes a night and then she's done. She's like, switch it off.
Has to scrub her eyes out or,
It's not that fucking bad.
bleach on her tongue.
It's
or
great.
ears to get rid of it.
But anyone else out there watching some old retro shows that you're working your way back through? I know there's a couple of people who are customers who are going back and watching the original Star Trek that Picard was in. Which one's that?
The Next Generation, isn't it?
Next Generation. Star Trek Next Gen. So they're going back and rewatching all that. We started watching Picard, by the way.
Yeah.
About 3 episodes in, we've kind of stopped it to let it all, because it was coming out week to week.
Yep.
And I'm so bad now. I'm in that binge thing. I'm like, let's sit and watch it one. So we stopped Picard, but we'll go back. It's not bad.
Yeah.
For a dude that age, he's still got it. You know?
You talking physically? He's
He's
buff?
switched on. He's a good... No, it's Picard. He's not that... What's his name?
Jean-Luc Picard.
Yeah, no, the actor.
Patrick Stewart.
Sir Patrick Stewart.
Sure, Patrick Stewart.
Who, like, he's 80-something, isn't he? And he married like a 30-something-year-old.
Did he?
Yeah, his wife.
He better watch himself with COVID-19.
He's priming. Yeah, maybe she's hoping for it. She'll probably get a big friggin'. It's a horrible thing to say, Ginge. Why would you say that?
I've been going back and watching a television show with Jeremy Piven in it called Wisdom of the Crowd.
Yeah.
It's a show that when I saw the trailer for it years ago, I'm like, I'm watching this.
Yeah.
And actually never got to see it when it went live to TV. So what it is essentially he created like a Facebook platform that he sold and has started up a new one to get people to, they can upload photos, upload video and help solve the mystery of his daughter's death.
Okay.
And then through people uploading stuff, they're also helping other cases that have happened and finding other people. And it's a
pretty good.
Really
I love
cool
Jeremy
movie.
Piven. He'll always be Ari Gold to me, though.
It got
Cameron has commented, and he's Cameron started rewatching the X-Files. Oh, Cameron, I should really sit down and watch that myself. I have not seen that since it originally came out. When we were in high school.
I remember the first episode I saw of that, and that was some freaky ass stuff.
There's an episode. I'm trying to remember which season it was in. Do you remember that episode? I think we talked about it when we were in high school.
We talked about a lot of stuff.
We watched it, and the next day we were all like, "Fuck! Did you watch that episode?" And it was where they go to like that farm where it's all the inbred people.
Yes, that's the first one I ever watched.
I did the shit out of him.
I did. Oh man, it was so messed up.
They were grabbing at Mulder because they were on little trolleys hidden under
the mum
things.
was on like had no arms or legs.
Yeah.
It was messed up.
If anyone can tell me what episode of the X-Files, I just want to go and watch that one episode. I'm going to make this prick watch it. Because that was cool shit.
Oh, man. I wanted to mention it, but I didn't want to say there was some inbred country hicks.
Well, that was what the episode was.
And they were all distorted too, because...
Remember the Smoking Man and all that in X-Files? I loved the X-Files back in the day.
Yep.
I never watched the spin-off. What were those guys known as?
The Lone Gunman.
I've
got that on DVD.
Is that any
I'll
good?
give you a link of it. It's really good.
No, well, I'd want to watch X-Files first.
I suppose you could.
So, Cameron, great. I'm glad to see you're watching it. I'm going to probably try and dig that up after I finish Buffy. That's if the wife wants to keep going with Buffy.
Your wife's saying put X-Files on the list.
I've never watched X-Files. Really? How are we married? Hey, no, you got to remember, my wife's a little bit younger than me. So there's...
a little?
What? There's only a couple of years difference.
Oh, man.
What?
I'm just...
So that's why there's so many things. And you know what? Actually, this is part of the joy of it. I get to rewatch things I haven't seen in years and get to see someone else experiencing it for the first time.
Yeah.
You know, sadly with Buffy, the excitement I got watching it originally isn't quite mirrored in my wife when she's watching it now. Especially when I'm like, Sarah Michelle Gellar was so hot, and my wife's like, no.
She's not watching it with that same sort of enthusiasm as a 13-year-old schoolboy.
We haven't got to Seth Green in it yet. Like, he hasn't come in as Oz the Werewolf.
Okay.
So I think once he comes on as Oz the Werewolf, I think my wife will be like,
yeah.
I don't know. Hopefully she likes Seth Green. I don't know.
A big shout out to Aaron, Jody, Michael, and Jared.
Yes.
Thanks for tuning in, guys.
Quite a few of you there watching. So I hope this is just putting a smile on some people's faces.
Hey, it's Friday night. What else are you going to do?
Yeah, you could be out drinking. Well, you can't go.
You can't go out drinking. That's what I'm saying.
Well, we're all stuck here with no booze.
Yes. Where's our shipment?
Yeah.
I stamped my foot. Are you getting the code?
Any other Super Mario Brothers, the movie?
Yes.
Right with what's his name?
Bob Hoskins and John Leguizamo, who was also, is it the Eradicator out of Spawn?
No,
the clown.
He was a clown in Spawn. Yeah.
But didn't the clown become Eradicator?
Yeah.
At the end, where he went, and
yeah, great. You've ruined that for me. Dennis Hopper was the bad guy. Remember?
he was, he was forever washing his hands.
So apparently, the movie is not fondly remembered as a good adaptation.
It was a great adaptation.
I'm reading a thing here, right? So,
Okay.
But it's also hard to forget the first video game movie after seeing it, and it was one of the first video game movies ever made, right? Mm-hmm. Super Mario, it's me, Mario. Right. Because remember, the colourful mushroom kingdom was transformed into a dinosaur-populated cyberpunk dystopia.
Yes.
God, that's a lot to get through real quick. Now, it didn't fare well with audience or critics, right? Mm-hmm. And it certainly didn't get a sequel. But
it was a travesty.
There was a cliffhanger ending.
It was a cliffhanger ending.
Where Princess Daisy charges in with a bunch of weapons, asking for the Mario Brothers' help on a new mission.
Yes.
And it went unfulfilled. One fan has created a webcomic
that
is attempting to continue the story.
Oh my god!
So Super Mario Bros. 2, the movie sequel comic, will continue on where the original movie ended. And it's introducing a new antagonist called Wart.
Oh.
So, where are we? When's it coming out? Because they make you scroll through this stuff.
Well, while you're trying to find that, I actually really loved Super Mario Brothers, the movie, and the entire world was built in an old concrete factory that had shut down.
Yep.
So they took over that whole facility.
There you go. So it's available in both English and Portuguese.
Well, that's good to know.
Believe it? I don't know why. Now, it's while the comic's actually unfinished, it was running over a period of time.
Okay.
It is unfinished, but they're going back to hopefully work on it, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's available through either, if you just go and Google it, you should find a link to it, or you head along to the Wayback Machine, right?
The Wayback Machine.
Wayback Machine, and you'll be able to find it through there, and it is as official as a sequel can be to the original movie.
Because the Wayback Machine, isn't that where you can check out old GeoCity sites that have since gone? So maybe this was made a long time ago.
Well, it said they worked on the comic between 2013 and 2015.
Okay, so it may not be hosted on a site now, but the Wayback Machine.
But people apparently have only just discovered this comic, that it was out there. It was a web comic.
That's it.
Yeah.
Keep a link. Joel wants the link for that, so
we will have to find
we'll have
the link
to post
for that.
it down in the comments.
Anything else that you've been reading or watching lately?
The only thing that I come across lately is about Hellboy.
Yes.
Who saw the new Hellboy?
I haven't seen it yet.
I like, it looks okay, but I don't understand why they just didn't continue on with Del Toro and Ron Perlman.
Yeah, because honestly, Ron Perlman, the perfect Hellboy.
Yeah.
I just think he was phenomenal in
And
the role.
Del Toro had the most amazing vision of things, and
he
wanted to do another one.
He got busy ripping off Mike Mignola and was it Abe Sapien when he went and made, what was the fish one he made? What was it called?
It's a PG show.
Yeah.
The Shape of Water.
The Shape of Water, right? Which is essentially a rip-off of Abe Sapien.
Well, you'd say Abe Sapien is a bit of a knockoff of the
Creature from the
Black Lagoon.
Black Lagoon, it is, but still, him and Mike Mignola had a great relationship, and then when Del Toro did that, apparently things soured because Mignola was like, "Dude, that's freaking Abe Sapien from the BPRD." To which Del Toro, and I can't do the voice probably, but Del Toro probably went, "Eh."
I don't know about you, but that sounded pretty Spanish to me.
Sounded Spanish. Or is it "que"? I don't know. I don't know my Spanish.
Oh, we're so going to hell.
You can address your letters of complaint to Geek Speak.
But David Harbour, the guy that played Hellboy in the new movie
from Stranger Things,
he's blaming Del Toro and Ron Perlman fans for this new Hellboy not making enough money.
Really? You can't blame people like that because your movie tanked. That's just crazy. It obviously did grab people's attention. I remember looking at the trailer going, I might check it out. But we never got to the cinema to do it.
No. And I remember when we went and saw the first Hellboy.
Yes.
That it was like a premiere or something we got to go see.
Yeah. Actually, here's a funny little story for you. Those who are familiar with Toowoomba, do you remember the High Court Hotel? Right? So we got in. Kaboom was only just opened not long.
Yeah.
And Event Cinemas, Birchcar and Coyle, invited us to a premiere, and they said there's drinks afterwards and nibblies. And so they had booked a whole chunk of the High Court Hotel out for the after party. So we went, watched the movie, went to the after party. We were there. We got our first drink, I think. We're like, this is fucking awesome.
And then all of a sudden, something out of War of the Worlds happened.
Boom! Pitch black, right? People are like, what the fuck? Next minute, all the staff are ripping down shutters, closing the bar off so no one could jump across and get free booze, which I was halfway across the bar. It's really awkward when a friggin' metal roller hits you on the back repeatedly. Anyway, so they booted us all out. We walked through the Toowoomba CBD.
Yes.
It was like there was no lights. It was pure blackout of the whole CBD, wasn't it? And then there were cops rushing out and putting cars on street corners, and cops there to stop looting and stuff like that. And we're wandering along going, man, we just watched Hellboy, had one or two drinks, and it might have only been one drink, I don't know, but we're just going, this is phenomenal.
And it was the entire city, as far as the eye could see, was just completely black.
And cops were on the corner going, move along, move along. It's like, dude.
We're here to cause some mischief.
We were in our 20s back then. We never caused mischief.
But I guess... Look. Honestly, the new Hellboy just didn't grab me from the material that was released.
I had no problem with the way he looked. He looked like Hellboy. I thought he looked great, but I just had no interest in it. Actually, because we haven't seen each other for a while, haven't podcasted. The last Star Wars film. What do you think? See, that's the reaction.
Yeah.
The wife and I saw it in Glasgow over Christmas, New Year when we were based in Glasgow, and we'd seen all the hate. So it'd been out a week and a half, 2 weeks in Australia, and our Twitter and our Facebook feed was just filled with people just ragging on it so bad, right? I'm not the biggest Star Wars fan. My two older brothers are, right? Don't pull that shit, My wife is a bigger Star Wars fan than me. We went along to watch it at Cineworld in Glasgow, right?
Yep.
And
which is like a tower full of cinemas, right?
It's like a
high-rise.
multi-story high-rise tower, and each level is a cinema with its own candy bar or a bar.
That's cool.
And so it goes candy bar, kind of, and you go up in elevators or escalators. You buy all your tickets on the ground floor.
That kid is back on the escalator.
And anyway, so we got tickets. We went along and we thought, this is going to be, but we'll watch it. Mm-hmm. Got to the end of it, looked at each other and went, I didn't hate that.
I didn't hate it. I just,
I felt it wrapped a lot of things up. There was a lot of filler. There's some really weird bits in there. We're not going to ruin it for you if you haven't watched it yet.
All I want to say is it felt like it was trying to fix the mistakes of the previous film.
Well, there was a lot of fucking mistakes.
Like
I said it. I slipped again. I swore again.
There was a lot of things in the previous one that they kind of
said I wasn't going to swear this podcast.
Everything that was set up.
I know. Yeah, like the JJ set up. And then Ryan Johnson come along and went, nope.
He's pretty much going, no, kill that person, get rid of it.
Snoke, he's no one. Her parents are just junk traders on Jakar. Where was it? Wherever it was. And I was like, fuck, you've ruined the whole thing. And then, But anyway, we come back, we watch the final one, you go, it wasn't that bad. I didn't hate it. But
the thing is, I would have thought and then they tried to come out and say, oh, no, the idea of the Emperor was the whole idea for this last trilogy.
Yeah.
Well, how come you didn't mention him in 1, 2, or and then just drop him into 3?
At the tail end of 3.
You're like,
I do think Kylo Ren is a whiny bitch.
And
he really bugs me as a character.
And the Knights of Ren, what kind of characters are they? They were just set up
shit ones. Hi Jeff, hi Chris, tuning in there, watching. Hi Andreas, it's good to see you again. She's a funny lady, Andrea. We need to get her on the podcast.
She's doing her own.
But I don't know whether we can fit a metre and a half. Like we need to friggin' put the camera way back to fit more people on.
We might have to get her to phone in because she's
social distancing practices. Is what
she's doing her own isolation video day by day.
Yes, she is too. We might have to give a shout out to that. I tell you what, after this video, when we finish, we've got to go and wash the hands and Probably wash my eyes out to get the vision
Sterilise
out
my
of it.
tongue from all the rubbish I've been
So I
saying.
wasn't going to swear this, but I've dropped the F word a few times. I've said, it is what it's the friggin' end of the world as we know. Does that song pop into your head at the moment?
Did you see the video that he did of it?
No.
Where he's singing the song?
Yep.
Yeah.
I
It's
like
the end of
it.
the world as we know it.
It
And I
just
feel
keeps popping
fine.
in my head every day when another thing comes out about this COVID-19. I'm like, it's the end of the world as we know it. And I don't feel fine.
All the shiny, happy people. That's a different song, isn't it?
That's yeah. There ain't no shiny and happy people right now.
So Britney thinks she can run 100 metres in 5.
He's back to Britney Spears again. I reckon that's probably where we'll leave it tonight. We will be back. Let's try and do it next week. What do you reckon?
We could probably do that.
We're going to come back again?
Yeah.
That's if you're not like in isolation, like in friggin' quarantine or something.
Yeah.
You know?
Oh, but hang on. Before we go, we have to talk about this.
What?
The photos of Robert Pattinson.
Oh,
And
this is what we
Batman.
said. We literally went
The
to go
entire
see before.
podcast.
We're going to talk about Robert Pattinson, sparkly Batman. Right? I've hand on heart with me heart here. Hand on heart, I have never watched Twilight, and I wear that as a badge of fucking honour. Right? I do.
You've not even seen the trailers?
Never seen the trailers, right? I do know that spunky chick, Kirsten Stewart.
Yeah.
Kirsten Stewart is in it,
Kristen Stewart.
right? I know she acts like a chunk of timber. She's friggin' horrible actress, right? I didn't wonder in that Snow White movie with Chris Hemsworth. Side note.
He's a
anyway,
dreamboat, isn't he?
Chris Hemsworth. Oh yeah, he is. Anyway, that was embarrassing. Anyway, Robert Pattinson. So I've never seen Twilight. I remember him from Harry Potter. Right, he played Cedric Diggory.
And he was a cool character.
He was. I thought he was a cool character. He died at the hand of Voldemort. I can't.
What are
Harry
you
Potter,
drinking? Are you sure that isn't alcohol?
Maybe I have got some of my moonshiner's fine drop in here.
Wink, wink.
Anyway, so when they cast Robert Pattinson, all I can see is Cedric Diggory in my head. I'm like, I can't see him playing Batman. Then the first shots come out of the costume, and I fucking hated it. He's got a collar. What's with the collar?
I'm just...
Right? And you pointed out, it looks like the 60s bat mask because there's stitching, visible stitching.
And then it goes over like the old Batman 60s, where this part was black and the rest of it was blue.
So my enthusiasm levels for it just nosedived until they showed the Batmobile and the Batbike.
Yeah.
Right? Because I like the look of the new Batmobile. It looks like Bruce has actually built this thing himself and hasn't gone and stolen it from a friggin' army disposals lot or something
He's
like
just
that.
stolen it from an American muscle car.
It looks
Sure.
good. Do you like it?
Oh, look...
Not going.
Look, it looks very much like the universe of the DC Bombshells sort of universe. Like that 70s street racer sort of look.
Yeah.
That's...
You don't like the Batbike? I like the Batbike with the front where it's got like a bat symbol type thing.
Yeah, but to me it looks like they just took out the glass windscreen of the bike,
Yeah.
and it just happens to sort of have pointy ears.
He's fucking hard to please.
I'm
isn't
just
he?
look. Hey, the costume is what is going to be the biggest thing to get over for me.
Yeah. Okay. Well, more stuff's coming out. There will be more shots. I said thus far not sold on the costume.
Look,
I don't like the bat symbol being parts of the guns that killed his parents.
You don't
melted
like
down.
that idea?
I don't like that idea.
But how did he get the gun? Because wouldn't that be in evidence at the
He's
GCPD?
Yeah, but we know Bruce Wayne's a sneaky prick. He's probably got it and got it. I'm a lifelong Batman fan, but we all know Bruce is a sneaky motherfucker.
And I guess that if that is part of the script, that's out of a Kevin Smith run that he wrote.
Yeah, he did actually. So look, I'm not writing it off yet. I like the look of the Batmobile. I'm not happy on the costume, but I tell you what, the little bit of news that has come out where they're apparently in talks with Johnny Depp to play the Joker in this film, because there's going to be multiple villains. They're not going to be in the movie for huge chunks of time. There's one major villain apparently, but it's a bit like Long Halloween. If you've ever read that particular Batman,
Well, that's what they're
novel,
saying, aren't they? They're saying this is
2 thumbs up. Batman Long Halloween. Check your local comic book store if you've never read it and pick up a copy. It's phenomenal. Jeff Loeb, Tim Sale, 2 thumbs up. So apparently this Matt Reeves movie is heavily based on that, where there's multiple villains and there's an overall big villain behind the scenes, pulling all the strings, right?
okay.
So if they do get Johnny Depp to play the Joker in this film, I swear to every time when I first read that, I filled the cup. Okay, I made a mess because I love Johnny Depp. Right, Amber Heard be damned. She attacked him and cut his finger off.
Joel just said Depp would be great.
Mark has just said, sad news is production has halted on Batman. I know, everything has come to a screaming shutdown at the moment. Where it's actually filming, or where chunks of it are filmed already, is where I was over Christmas New Year. It was in Glasgow. Because the necropolis there, as soon as I saw the shots of them on the bike, I'm like, that's the Glasgow necropolis. Turns out, yep, they're filming in Scotland. So they want to watch the Batmobile and Batbike, because there's some friggin' skeevers in Glasgow who will steal it and sell it for a hit of smack, okay? Because Glasgow is like that. It's the Glaswegian kiss is a real friggin' thing. Right? That's where my ancestors come from, by the way. So
all I can say is I don't think Bruce Wayne is obviously a mechanic because he's built this Batmobile, but he's not a seamstress.
No, Jeff has just said I thought that his cowl looked like Daredevils from the Netflix Daredevil show. It does, doesn't it?
I just think in the photos that we've seen, this cowl looks so homemade. It looks worse than, say, a CW television show.
Yeah.
You know?
Not fussed at all. But there you go. Yeah. We will bring you more of this kind of stuff next week. It's time to head home, Ginge.
Let's just go through some of the comments and say good day to everyone.
Your ideal Batman combo is Ben Affleck as Batman and Johnny Depp as Joker. I would not be able to leave the cinema at least for 10 minutes after the end of the film, and they'd need a mop and bucket, okay? Because you know what, I've got a thing for Ben Affleck, Batfleck, right?
I watched Batman vs Superman just the other day.
Yep.
The Ultimate Edition version of the movie.
It's not bad.
The Ultimate Edition definitely answers the questions that were...
Ben Affleck as Batman, it's going to be hard to top that because I thought he was fantastic. I really did. So yeah, that's my ideal combination. Yes, nailed it.
Joss Whedon has a thing or two to
screw Joss Whedon. Yes.
Yeah.
You were saying something. You were.
Thanks very much for everyone who's tuned in.
It's great to see so many people commenting and enjoying. So we will be back. We're going to do this next week. Lock it in, Eddie.
Well, okay.
Lock it in, Eddie. Coming to America too. They're working on. Well, it's all shut down too, but there will be a Coming to America too. Yeah. Anyway, what's the other guy out of that who played his friend? Arsenio
Hall.
Arsenio. He's coming back.
He's got his own television show.
He's had his own television show for years.
He's brought it back.
Has he?
That was Once Upon a Time.
There you go. Righto.
If you've enjoyed this, comment below, share it around.
Give it a thumbs
let
up.
people know.
Share it and all that kind of stuff.
Hopefully you've enjoyed listening to us ramble.
I will have a bottle of whiskey on the table next week, and I'll drink while I do this. That'll get even worse. It'll be friggin' deplorable. Anyway, I'm Todd.
And I'm Wade.
You've been watching Geek Speak Live. Tune in next week. Hopefully see you then. Let's all survive the apocalypse.
Bye.
See ya.